Well, hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back. It's a new year, and that means it is time for Bad Batch Season 2. It feels like forever since we spent time with Clone Force 99, so I could not wait to hop back in. For those of you who don't know, maybe new to the channel, I love animated Star Wars. I love the prequel era, and this show gives me a taste of both. And I thought season 1 was extremely strong. Sure, there were some episodes that maybe didn't progress the plot in major ways, but overall, I felt like we grew with the characters. I felt like we saw some really interesting things with the transition from the Republic to the Empire, and I love these characters. I couldn't wait to see where they were going to go in the future. Now, we kicked off this season with a two-parter. We have the Spoils of War and Ruins of War, about 25 minutes each, so it totaled about 40-45 minutes of actual screen time, and I thought we were off to a really solid start. Now, the first episode of season 1 was just fantastic. This doesn't reach that level, but it does have some really good things in it. And first of all, I'm going to talk about this probably every episode of the show. The visuals were absolutely breathtaking. From the particles in the air to the brushstrokes on the metal. It looks like it's brushed armor they're wearing. You could see the paint. You could see so much detail and love went into the show. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Coming off Tales of the Jedi, which looked amazing as well, this bar they've set for animation, it is just so good. And it continues to have me just clamoring for new eras of Star Wars shown in this medium. Can you imagine an old Republic show like this, a High Republic show, just a whole new cast of characters told this beautifully? Oh man, we will continue to ask for it. But that stuck out right off the bat. The score, the visuals continue to be such a strong part for this show. And I will be honest, this episode to me felt like we were back in season 1 almost. It didn't feel like too much time has passed, even though we've seen the armor updates, which I really enjoyed. I think I love the new kind of more rugged, outdoorsy look as they transition less from being clones to just being rebels. And the episode gives us a little bit of insight into what's been going on since we've last seen our heroes. And they've been up to basically being bounty hunters still, doing these tasks for Sid to try to get true freedom. And what they introduce in this episode that's interesting and seems like it'll be a central thread throughout the season is this struggle for what their life should be. Should they truly try to find a safe kind of haven to raise Omega, or should they fight for the rebellion? You see Hunter and Echo kind of coming at it in this episode several times, talking about what they need to do with this newest job. And the newest job is fun. I mean, it's going to basically loot Dooku's castle. And what's kind of humorous about this, after giving us Tales of the Jedi and having everyone be like, Team Dooku, we love Dooku, Dooku wasn't wrong, this episode makes it abundantly clear that he was subjugating and stealing money from the people of the planet he was on. So a little step back, I guess, for Dooku's a redemption tour. But nevertheless, it was fun to be back at a familiar location, just the landscape, these blue trees, looked amazing. And we see our heroes in a familiar spot where a plan goes amok and they have to try to find their way to safety. Overall, pretty standard stuff, nothing that really reinvents the formula. But there were a couple of moments in particular I felt like were really strong. In the ending scene. So obviously there's going to be some spoilers in here if you've made it this far. I hope you've known that by now. But we have our last scene where the Imperials come to investigate what happened, and they don't want it out that the Clone Force 99 is back because that's going to look bad. And so we just assassinate one of our clone leaders just on the planet. And that was a very dark note, a very serious note. And this show can go to those places. It did in season 1. I think of the Fall of Kamino, which was just so bittersweet to watch. This planet we kind of grew up with, its downfall. The show is not afraid to go to dark places. And I hope it continues to keep a mature themes throughout. I was very pleased with how Omega has really become part of the group. A character who I wasn't sure about when season 1 started is now one of my favorite characters to watch every week. We've seen her grow, not only physically, her hair starting to grow out, she's starting to look older, but also she is making more and more independent decisions on these missions, able to hold her own, still struggling with kind of being a burden for the group. That's still going to be a dynamic here, but she seems to be coming more and more into her own. And overall, I think it's a great start back in. Now I'm checking over here, we have 16 episodes, and there are 3 times we have these little 2-episode blocks. So episode 1 and 2, which we saw tonight, then episode 7 and 8, and then 15 and 16. So the beginning is a 2-parter, the mid finale is a 2-parter, and then the actual finale is going to be a 2-parter as well. And so many of us are clamoring for what ended the last season. The after credits of Mount Tantus showing us maybe some hinting at a storyline similar to Heir to the Empire. Cannot wait to find that out more. This was a slower start, more standard start to get us back in the world. I'm hoping with these 16 episodes, they use them very wisely to tell a really, really great story. What did you guys think of Bad Batch Season 2? What did you think about the first season? I see a lot of mixed feelings on it, but this crew here, me and Jimmy, and then I know Ben, our co-host of our podcast, all really loved it. We'll be here tomorrow night to talk about it live, so make sure you stop by and tell us real time what you think. And subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a really awesome year for Star Wars, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew coming up, Acolyte. Bad Batch is just warming us up to get the year going. Mandalorian Season 3, there's so much on the horizon that we want to talk to you guys about, so make sure you're tuned in as we talk about all that breaking news and give you guys reviews for this stuff. Bad Batch is back. We're back to Star Wars. It's been a lull after the Christmas season. We're back into the groove, and I could not wait to spend time in a galaxy far, far away. Thanks so much, guys. Again, let us know what you think down below. See you again very soon.